Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the shop. Today we have our 2016 Ford Mustang 5.0 Coyote in here that we're going to finally start doing some upgrades to and some videos on. I was waiting forever on the title, and I was waiting on COVID to go away and the state to open back up to get it registered and stuff like that. So now we own the vehicle. We have registration in hand. We can start driving it. It's time for some upgrades. So today we're going to start off with a full catback exhaust system. We're going to give you a general overview, and more importantly, we're going to give you some sound bites before and after. That's what everybody wants to know, right? So the system I decided on for this car is the Corsa Street package. I was looking at the MagnaFlow Street and MagnaFlow competition. There's a lot of issues with drone on it, so I decided to pony up the extra money for the Corsa system, which is a unique, it's not an H pipe, it's not an X pipe, it's kind of like a double S curve in there, and it has a unique sound to it, and there's no drone. So, but the system, the Corsas are very expensive, so for comparison, the MagnaFlow full catback exhaust system, stainless, polished, everything was like $1284 out the door. The Corsa is more like $1763 out the door, okay? Yeah, so it's very expensive for a catback exhaust system, but I think we're gonna love the sound of it. So today we're gonna give you a quick overview of the installation. We're gonna go over on the ground, show you the entire system, and then we're gonna give you before and after sound clips here so you can see the difference. These vehicles, you know, straight from the factory, they sound pretty good. These things have tons of power. So with this new system on there, it's gonna give you that low-end grunt, that growl from the 5.0. All right, so here is stock idle. Pretty good. All right. Okay. So it's not so bad at idle. Let's see if we can improve on that. All right, so let's take a look underneath the vehicle. So as you can see, it's all pretty simple underneath here on the Mustangs. In general, they're very easy to work on, very simple vehicles, and the S550s are no different. So a true catback exhaust system literally is the entire exhaust system after the catalytic converter. You see them right there. So all these direct bolt-in kits are gonna clamp in right here, and the rest of it's gonna be new all the way back, okay? So the Ford factory system from this point on back is all welded together, and literally there's no more fasteners. It's all hangers all the way on back. So once you get those double clamps loose up there and out of the way, you literally take it out of the hangers all the way along, and it comes right out. So it's very simple, no matter what brand of catback exhaust system you install on here. Very, very simple, even on the ground in your driveway. Speaking of, let's go take a look at the system right here. So this is that double helix type system right here. You can see it's very unique going through here. So I think there's actually basically an X pipe right here. You can see it coming through. And I think there's another one right here, so it mixes twice in there. And this is very unique. I think it's patented design. So it's different from a regular X pipe or H pipe. Now this should be, was this 3-inch exhaust, pretty standard, okay? Dual exhaust on here, going all the way back. And it has little adapters right here to go to the factory setup. Of course, comes with stainless clamps at each one of these clamp connections right here, okay? And then I got these big old mufflers back here. And then the tips even clamp on instead of being welded on. So you can adjust those as needed. And these, I believe, are 4.5-inch tips. So it's gonna be loud. All right, here we go. So this is my son right here, Alex, and that's his friend, Alex. Yeah. So they're gonna be actually removing this. It's very simple. So it's his car, we'll let him do it. So as long as the nuts come off, it's very, very simple. They're 15 mil, and they'll come right out, loosen up. Oh, that one came out. Let's put that back on there. Slowly. And hold. See? And last one. All right, now once they're loose like that and the clamp can expand, I just want to kind of separate it a little bit, and we're just going to knock it either this way or that way so we can separate these two. Now, like I said, the rest of the system here is very simple. It's just a bunch of exhaust hangers on here. The one thing I can tell you is what you want to use is something like this. You want to use silicone spray all over these on both sides. That's going to help the hangers come right on through. Now you have two options. You can get an actual exhaust hanger clamp tool like this that will release them. So it kind of goes like this. I'm doing it one-handed, but you get the point. So it kind of goes on there, comes behind here, there we go, and then you push on through. Or what I did for years at the dealer when I was poor, I used a big old channel locks like this. And it kind of does the same thing. The key here, though, is using the silicone spray. So we're going to spray these big time. Whoa. And just kind of soak them. And then it'll come right off of there in the end. All right, now with the connection to the cats separated, you can see right there, the whole thing's kind of just flopping in the wind. The very next point that it attaches to back here, these two hangers right here. We're gonna leave those for right now. Because a lot of times you release the hangers there, the whole front of it's hanging down, and the mufflers and the tips, they go way up into the body, and it's a pain to get these other hangers out back here. Now these ones, even with the tools, can be hard to separate. So what I do is I will actually unbolt it right there, 13 mil and 13 mil right there, get the actual hanger bracket out of the way, and it'll come down with the exhaust system. And at that point, only these two are holding it in. You pop them with the tool, and the whole thing comes down. All right, so go ahead and get to it. Let's do this one first. We're gonna use the Milwaukee long reach high torque to get in there and get it loosened. Keep going all the way out. All right. Grab the bolt. Can you reach it? All right. And then we'll use the long reach and the impact to get in there to this one right here. Take all the way out. Pull the bolt. A little wiggle. Get it? Okay. So you can see at this point, I mean, the whole thing is ready to come out. So we're just have these two hangers here. So we'll attack this side, and we'll get this one out. Then I'll be ready to get it separated from here. All right, at this point, the system is just flopping in the wind. So we have these 2 points back here that we're going to use that tool on, and these will just come out together real easy. So be ready for it. It's going to drop. It's going to be heavy. All right, we're basically free of it at this point. And now we should move up and back past the bumper here to get it far enough out. So come back, just literally walk it back until you get past those. It's coming out right now. You're gonna come down, pull back, and get past the little bumper cover on there. Walk it back, Alex. Here it comes. Ready? Get it just past it. All right, go towards you, Alex. Away from it. There you go. Gotta get away from it. Hey, pick your side up. I go back towards you. My side's hanging a little bit on the brackets, and you just walk it away. All right, put it right here next to it. Got the other side there. So yeah, it can be a pain like that getting past the bumper cover on there, but the new system is multiple pieces on there, so it's a little bit easier. All right, now with the stock system gone, it's nice and open underneath here, it's time to rebuild. So on the Corsa kit, they're having you reuse these double clamps right here, and they are specific to each side. So they have a little nub right here, and that's gonna lock it in, just like that. And it's gonna lock it in perfect, so it's just like that. And the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and put that one on. As you can see on here, I made sure I used some Scotch-Brite and cleaned it up so you have a good solid connection. The inside of these are pretty darn clean. They're not scaled or anything like that. And then there's these little adapters that go from 2.5 to a full 3 on there. So you wanna make sure they go all the way in. And then we'll get a nice, just kind of wiggle like that. And the 2 pipes on the inside there should touch. So that'll make a nice clamp connection evenly on both sides. It's very, very simple. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten these down, torque them to spec, and we can start building from there on out at 3-inch. All right, next we are going to install the double helix section of the catback exhaust system. So this thing is pretty big and beefy. It's 3-inch all the way back, and it has a double helix design to it. So we have our adapters from 2.5 to 3. You can see them right there. I do use anti-seize on all these threads on here to make sure that they can come off in the future. And they also want you to use anti-seize in the threads of the new clamps so they don't gall up on you. So I haven't put that on there yet. But the clamps go just like this. They're gonna face outboard with a nut facing down. Right there, horizontal on both sides. So get the clamps on there ready to go. And then back here, there's a brace that they welded in back here. And of course it says Corsa on it. And that's gonna face down, just like that. So go ahead and fit it up in there. Just kind of get it level, and these fit around it. So depending on your system, it may be pretty tight. Once you get it on here and you start lining up both sides on here, give it a little wiggle if it's tight to get it past there. And again, we're gonna bring it all the way up to the stops on here. So again, it's very simple to install any systems. Now, remember this system, let's say you clamp it in up here, we're gonna tighten those down next. The back end's hanging out in the wind, unless you have a little helper like this. It's gonna be putting a lot of pressure on the flex pipe and all that up there. So it's nice to have a jack stand like this to hold up the back end there, or something else if you're working on the ground that can support it before putting on the actual mufflers. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that these are flush all the way around and good to go. And we're gonna put them outboard just like that, just like this, and we're gonna tighten them down. All right, moving on, we're looking extra beefy already. I mean, look at this thing, dual 3-inch coming through here. Looks absolutely awesome already. Now, the one note I can give you is these clamps right here, any of these exhaust clamps, I only put them on here and position them and snug them just a little bit. I do not tighten them all the way. This allows it to adjust the exhaust fully once the whole entire system is installed on here. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna install the mufflers back here, which has the factory bracket clamping up into the body here, and then it'll hook in right here. And that's why I leave these two on. I know it's a little bit harder getting it off, but it'll be really nice now going back together because it'll hold it here and at the pipe right here. So it's very simple. It's a little big, but it's very simple to do. So we're gonna have our clamp on here, inboard, facing down, just like that, okay? And then back here, we took our factory hanger bracket. It's all on there, ready to go. And we can go ahead and put it up in there. Pretty darn simple with a multi-piece system like this. So we're simply gonna get it up into there. We're gonna hook into here, and we're gonna slide it on over here all at the same time. So you gotta make sure you're hanging right here. So pull it back a little bit. Get it up in there. Helps to guide it. Now concentrate over here. And get this aligned. And that'll fall right in just like that. The clamp can just flop. And then over here, it's very simple. The little hook on the factory bracket will hook into the body and support it back here while you're getting your bolts ready. Just like that. And let it down a little bit, and it'll hang and hold it in place. And there it is. So it's not too bad with a multi-piece system like this. Now the bolts for the factory hangers, I do put anti-seize on there, going back together. So what we're gonna do is now is bolt in both these bolts right here on both sides with the other muffler, you get them hanging, and then we'll come over here and we'll start to snug down that clamp. Okay, now to finish it off, we're gonna go ahead and put these polished stainless tips on here. Now the biggest thing to realize with these tips is that they are different side to side. So on the Corsa system anyways, they have this laser etching for the labeling up here, and that goes on the outboard side. They are different side to side. The other thing you wanna realize is you wanna align the tips on here with the flare and the lower valance of the rear bumper, so it kind of lines up on there and looks nice. And then once you get it set in place, you can go ahead and clamp it. They want it up in here just like that, up and out of the way. Now, as you can see, these are not perfectly aligned in the cutouts of the lower valance, and that's because the system is kind of sagging right now. And that is why you don't want to tighten any of these clamps going forward until you get it in here, get it centered, and lift it. Just like that, and kind of center it in there, and they can get underneath there and tighten it so it holds it into place. So we're gonna go ahead and adjust all that right now, get it set and good to go, and then we can do a final alignment with the double helix down there and tighten that up, and then we'll go ahead and pop this protective coating off of here and let it rip. All right, and there you have it. Look at that, looks absolutely awesome back here. 4.5-inch tips. Really fills it out much better than stock, and I'm sure it's gonna sound much better than stock. So everything all clamped up back here and adjusted in the valance the best we could. You can always adjust it later, it's just torque clamps. And you have everything kind of cleaned up, nice polished tips on there and aligned. Torqued all these clamps down to 50 foot-pounds, all the way down. Kind of leveled everything out, made sure there's no clearance issues underneath here. And I'd say we're good to go. I mean, bolt-on exhaust systems like this, catbacks, can be very quick to install. It just depends how meticulous you are with the alignment on there and everything else. So let's drop it down and see how she sounds. All right, now with the Corsa Sport catback exhaust system installed, let's see how she sounds. Oh, much louder growl. Grab it. And here it is once again, stock on takeoff. Again, not so bad. All right, hit it. Much, much louder growl. That's awesome. Wow, so, okay, so that one's done. It's a quick little project. Without filming, it would probably take you, an hour or so. I mean, this stock system just falls off of there, and then you just kind of bolt up and align the new system. And I don't know, for the $1,700, I think it's worth it to have that growl like that when you're taking off. It just sounds unbelievable. So, anyways, first in a series of Mustang videos that are coming out. Be a bunch more coming out as we upgrade the car and maintain it and stuff like that. I'll see you guys next time.